The speech enhancement feature enhances your speech in noisy locations by reducing unwanted noises like wind, traffic, and crowds in the background. However, it does come with a caveat, so let's dive in. This is the Google Pixel 7a, which I shall be conducting the test on. And just so you know, you can use this feature on any of the Google Pixel devices from the 6a, the standard 6 and the 6 Pro onwards. The other thing to know is that I will be conducting the test in two parts. The first part will be with the rear facing cameras and the second part with the front facing cameras. Okay, so let's get into it. So if you go into the camera app, then select video and then just swipe down like so on the screen, and we want the three options: resolution, frame rate, and the speech enhancement feature here. So that's what I want. But let me try and see if I can bring that closer. You can see that. Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to do is go for the full HD options first. These three options: auto, 30 frames per second at 60 frames per second. Thereafter, I shall go onto the 4K options. Now, whenever the speech enhancement feature is available, either one of these two options will be illuminated. So obviously the one here on the left means it's available, but it's off. On the right means it's available and ready to use. So now we can see that at full HD, 1080p, at auto, it is not available. Feature's not available. So let's move on to 30. Aha! Now you can see it is available. And if I want, I can switch that off if I should so desire. You'll know when it's on. If you look up here, when I tap on here, you should see, there you go, ready to use. Okay, so now let's move on to 60 frames. Okay, so it is not available 1080p at 60 frames per second. All right, so now let's move on to 4K. So we can see at 4K at 60 frames per second, the speech enhancement feature is not available. Let's move down to 30 frames per second. So you can see it is illuminated, so it means we can use it. So that's superb. So you can use it at 4K at 30 frames per second. Obviously, if you want to switch it off, you can do so. So it's there, and then if we go to auto, okay, doesn't even allow us to do that. So that's the first test with the rear facing camera. Now with the front facing camera, we're going to go through the settings like we did with the rear facing camera. So let's bring this forward. Okay, so we're currently on full HD at auto, and the speech enhancement feature is not available. Let's move over to 30 frames per second. And you can see it is illuminated, so we can use the feature again. You can switch it off, and again, keep your eye just here. So once I turn it on, it is available. Okay, so let's move on to 60 frames per second. Okay, so it's not available at full HD at 60 frames per second. Let's move over to 4K. Okay, so now we can see that it is available at this 4K resolution. Again, we can switch it off if we want. So again, that is the caveat with the speech enhancement feature, is that it is not available at all camera frames. I guess it's now time to go outside and put the speech enhancement to the test. And I think I have the perfect place where there are plenty of people, lots of noise around. So follow me. Here's my first clip from Times Square, and I am not using the speech enhancement feature, and I've also got the volume at maximum. Here's the second clip, again from Times Square, and I am using the speech enhancement feature, and again I also have the volume at maximum. So that was the speech enhancement put to a real world test, and when I returned home and listened to both clips, I did notice there was a difference in the background noise when the speech enhancement was off and when it was on, proving that the speech enhancement feature is not a gimmick.